Oh hello, I'm the ukulele teacher and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play the theme tune to the Super Mario Brothers game by Nintendo on the ukulele. So you're going to need three things for this. Firstly, grab your uke. Secondly, tune it up. It's going to take you 1 minute. There's a link right there. I'll be waiting for you. So click the link, tune your uke. And thirdly, you are going to need the tab for the tune, which you can find on the Ukulele Hunt website. It's a great website and there's a lot of great tabs there, but the link for this particular tab is in the info below. So click the link, download the tab, and I'm going to help you through this tune. But first, let's have a look at how it should sound on the ukulele. Well, that's enough of that. You get the idea. There's a link there to the video. If you want to watch it, you're very, very welcome, and hopefully it'll give you some good hints and advice. And he's a good-looking guy, if I do say so myself. Now, what I'm going to do is break it down section by section, because it looks very complicated and fiddly, but if you break it down bit by bit, it's actually a lot easier than it looks. So, what we're going to do is start right at the beginning with a chord that you're going to be using quite a lot, or a chord shape. Now the chord technically is G sharp 7 suspended fourth, but don't worry too much about the name. There's the tab for it is just here, so just basically try and learn the shape, and once you've got the shape, again you'll be able to move it up and down the board, and I'm sure you'll come back to it quite a bit in this song. So basically just try and find the shape here and get comfortable lifting or hammering on and hammering off with your top finger up here as well to get the do-do-do sound at the beginning. Look at this. And the second chord you need for this section is basically an octave chord. Again, you just bar the 4th fret here and put your top finger, your 4th finger, 3 frets above on the 7th fret on the top string. That's an octave shape, which again you're going to be using that shape later on as well. So make sure you're comfortable with it. So this is the introduction, slowed down. And it really, although it looks complicated, it's just two chords. The G sharp 7 sus 4, and then the octave chord based on the 4th fret. That is the introduction, just two chords, and again, slow it down, pause the video as much as you like and practice that. And once you've got the basic chord shapes down, that'll be really helpful because you'll use them, again, you'll keep coming back to them later on in the tune. Now, let's go to the main melody, which is the most recognisable part of it, and possibly, perhaps the most recognisable part of any video game. And for this one, you're going to need to become very familiar with the chord of A major, which we've learnt before a couple of times, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Everything is based around the A major chord here, so get comfortable with that chord. Again, we start off with the A. Just strum the chord of A, and then play the middle 2 strings backwards, still with the A shape. And then you've got what I like to call a walking pattern with your fingers here, because again, you're just blocking the middle 2 strings all the way up and down the board, 2, 4, 3, 2, and then again for the 1 you go back to the A major shape, so you're never too far from the A major. So again, this bit looks quite complicated, but it's actually very easy. So this is like a walking pattern. So let's put those two bits together. So again, you start and finish on that A major chord. And then the next bit, again, it looks really complicated and difficult, but it's actually quite easy with a bit of practice, because all you do is bar the whole fretboard and move it down. You basically slide up to the 9th fret and then move it gradually down. The difficult part is actually all in the right hand, and that's something you're just going to have to work out for yourself and play it slowly until you get the knack of it. But the left hand I can help you with, All you need to really do is remember the numbers 9, 7, 6, 2, 1. 9, 7, 6, 2, 1. And then the second time round you play it again. But you stop on the second fret. So far, what have we got? We've got the introduction bit, which again is these two chords, the G sharp 7 sus4, and the octave chord. And then we've got the opening melody, which is all based around the chord of A major. And then we've got the slidey bit, 9, 7, 6, 2, 1. And then if you play that a second time, you've already got half the tune. But remember to stop on the second fret this time round. And then the A major one more time. And then you've got a bit of fiddly finger picking, but it's not too fiddly because it's all around the 5, 6 and 7 frets. So you've just got to again practice it and slow it right down until you're comfortable. And again go back to this octave shape that we learnt earlier. But this time the top finger is on the top fret, the 12th fret. And then the second time round it's very similar. Except we go back to what was the G sharp 7 sus4 shape, which is here, except we move it down a fret. So what we do here, we've got the sus4, we move the top finger down 1 fret, so we've got just the regular G7, and then we move back to the A major to resolve. So look, this is how it goes. So let's play that middle section. The first time round, we'll play it very slowly. Then the second time round we play it again, but instead of going to the octave, we have the G7 sus4 down to the A. So we've finished that last bit on the A chord. Now we're moving back eventually to the G7 chord. But we start with our finger off the top string. And we're hammering the top finger on and off the note to give us the pattern in the middle. And again, it's really just two chords. You've got the G7 with this finger coming on and off. Then you've got a sort of octave chord. You've got an octave between this note here and the 4th fret on the top string. Because you're basically playing the A major chord again. It's all comes back to the A major chord. So let's see how it goes. You've got the G7, the octave, and the A. And then the opening section again. So the middle section is made up of 3 basic chords really. We go from the G7 shape, where we're hammering on and off this note here. A sort of octave shape here, which is basically an A major. And then the opening two chords. Now we move on to the next section, which again is a sort of fiddly finger picking. It's probably the hardest part of the tune, but it's still not very difficult, and you can still work out patterns and ways of sliding up and down that'll help you sort of remember it and find it a lot easier than it would otherwise be. So this section also starts with a chord of A major, but again, instead of playing in this first position here, we're playing it in what would be the shape of G, but again moved up 2 frets, making it an A major. So if you know the chord of G, which we've learnt before, if you move it up 2, you've got an A major. But what I do to make it a bit easier with the sliding is instead of playing it in this position, I actually bar the 4th fret and keep my finger sort of grounded here like an anchor, so I can keep coming back to that position. I'm going to slow this bit down for you, and all I can really do is recommend that you slow it down yourself and just go over and over it until you can play it at a speed that you're comfortable with. see on the way down, once I get back to the shape, my finger never moves. So you've got the first bar here, and again, once you hit this shape, stick with it as well, because you just slide up the board here, and then again, once you get back down to the 4th fret, keep the bar there, and you're ready for the second time round. So it's really about efficiency of movement, which sounds a little bit poncy, but it just means, you know, you don't have to move your fingers all over the fretboard. Once you've got a good position for yourself, then you actually don't have to move it as much as you would think. So it's all about finding patterns and ways of playing that are easy for you to remember and mean that you don't have to move your hand around so much. So let's play that middle section through all the way. And then, as we do between all the sections, just go back to that opening bit here. And that'll lead you nicely back, and you can play, you know, you can play around with the tune, play it however you like, but why not just play back the main original melody one more time, and then we'll close it. And end on an A major chord, because it's all been an A major pretty much, so that would sound great. That's how to play the Super Mario Brothers theme tune. So my final advice is to break it down section by section and learn each bit at a time. Slow it down to your own pace until you're comfortable with each section, and try and find chord patterns or places that you can rest your fingers so you're not chasing them all up and down the fretboard unnecessarily, because it's not as difficult as it looks, and with a bit of practice you should be able to play it reasonably well. Now, it's a fun tune and a fun instrument, so try and enjoy it, and if you want to put a video of you playing, you can put a video response or add a comment below with suggestions, questions or ideas for future videos. Follow me at UKteacher and subscribe to the Ukulele channel, and you'll always know when the next video is coming. I've been the Ukulele Teacher, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.